One of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten in my entire life was always stand guard over the door of your mind. Above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Guard your heart, guard your mind. But these days, people are so willing to give their hearts and their minds over to people they don't even know. People that don't have their best interests at heart. Giving your mind over to mainstream media or the U.S. government or your best friend or submitting to peer pressure or whatever. You are responsible for your own mind and heart. Somebody else explained the concept like this. Your life is like a cup of coffee. You need to be very careful what goes in that coffee before you drink it. What if somebody puts sugar in your coffee? Well, you're probably okay. If somebody puts strychnine in it, you're dead. So let me ask you this. What if your worst enemy puts sugar in your coffee? Well, you're okay. But what if your best friend puts strychnine in the cup? Then you're dead. So you need to be careful not only what you put in your coffee, but who you hang around with, who you've given that authority or that position to speak into your life and put things into your mind and let things sink into your heart. That's why television is so dangerous. Television is absolutely destructive. I don't think it's a coincidence that the word lie is in tell-lie-vision. It's so easy to sit there on the couch or your most comfortable chair, some easy board recliner, turn on that TV set and let things just go into your mind unchecked. And don't think for a second that it's not having some kind of effect on you and your life. At the very least, you're giving your time to that box. So you need to be very careful what you spend your time doing. And I'm speaking to you as much to me, and this is just my opinion. You can take it or leave it. But think about it. The average person, the average kid, I think it's between the ages of 12 and 18, spends 6 to 8 hours a day, 7 days a week in front of a television. Think about what you could do with that time. Think about the relationships you could form, the musical instruments you can master. You can master a language. You can learn things that are going to help the human race. Instead, you're giving your mind to Game of Thrones or Family Guy or, whatever. Fill in the blank. It doesn't matter. You, at the very least, you are spending your time. And if we know anything about life, you have a very limited time on this planet. If you've lived 10 years, you've lived 3,650 days. That's 365 days a year. Double that at 20 years. Another 3,650 days at 30 years. You don't really have many days on this planet. And everybody gets 24 hours a day. I don't care if you're talking about the billionaire or the bum crapping in the San Francisco streets. You have 24 hours a day. You have 1,440 minutes a day. You have 86,400 seconds in a day. The question is, what are you going to do with it? What are you letting sink between your earlobes? What's going into your mind? What's sinking down into your heart? Because it is having a direct effect on who you are and how you treat people and the things that, and whether you progress or regress in life. And you can make all the excuses in the world. Excuses sound best to the one who's creating them. You can make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't do both. And he's right. So you can spend your time making excuses and, I worked all day. I deserve to sit down here. You know what? Winners, true winners, don't go to sleep because they're tired. They go to sleep when they're done. When they're done accomplishing their goals. And that's another thing about people. Most people that you will ever encounter in your life, they don't make goals. They don't make plans for themselves. They don't plan to fail. They fail to plan, and then they fail. So I just wanted to get this out there. It's kind of burning in my heart because this applies to everybody. Do you have children? Maybe you are a child. Are you a father? Are you a mother? Are you a son or daughter? This is something you can spread to the people that you love and just tell them, hey, be careful what you put in your mind. Be careful what you let sink down into your heart, because that's the reason government works. The only reason government works is because a whole mass of people believe that somebody else, a government official, can legitimately initiate unjust force and violence on peaceful people who haven't done anything wrong, and it's okay somehow because they're a government official. That somebody else has a higher claim over your life and property than you. We've been duped into believing that, and because we believe it, government works and government exists. But if we have a whole mass of people who keep guard over the door of their mind, who keep guard over the door of their hearts, you're going to have a completely different world.